Good afternoon, everyone. If everyone is comfortable and able to stand up, please do so for the beginning of the ceremony.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to this ceremony to celebrate your success. A very important occasion for the university and an even more important occasion for you, so I hope you enjoy it. I declare the congregation open. Please be seated.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a real pleasure to welcome you to this ceremony to celebrate the achievements our students have made over the time they've been at Keele. The ceremony today provides us with the opportunity to recognise the amazing efforts, hard work and determination that it takes to gain a degree, and to celebrate everything else that you've achieved during your time here at Keele. Graduates, you graduate today having completed a vital step in your professional career. A deep knowledge of your specific subject area is essential, but the other skills that you've acquired are just as important. In particular, the professional behaviours that you've learned and the ability to work in those multidisciplinary teams that underpin all that we do in health and care. As a country, we've just celebrated the 75th anniversary of the NHS. Most of you will have spent time working in the NHS as part of our programmes, and as such you'll be aware of the fantastic asset this is to the country, despite the current challenges that it has. We're very proud of our relationships with health and care partners across both research and education. And to date, the many thousands of Keele graduates who are working out in the NHS and other care organisations are caring for our population every day of the week. 2024 also represents a special year to graduate from Keele, as we're celebrating the university's 75th anniversary. Founded in 1949 by Lord Lindsay, really to overcome the division between the arts and sciences, and with the remit around having a modern society being really central to our educational programmes. Keele has always been different for other universities, and 75 years later, we're still proud that we are today. At Keele, we're incredibly proud of our alumni and our student body, but the respect we have for this graduating class is even greater than normal because of the unprecedented challenges that you had to go through the COVID-19 pandemic. These challenges that you overcome together really have shaped you into being the remarkable people that you are today, and we're very proud. To all the family and friends who are joining us today as well, you've had a really important part to play in the progress of our students, and I'm sure that you're also brimming with pride. Before I go any further, I'd just like to thank you all for the support that you're giving our graduates today. Now, there'll be the opportunity to celebrate further after the ceremony as part of our graduation festival, to which all graduates and their guests are invited to attend. So when we finish, please do head over to Keele Hall for complimentary refreshments, food and entertainment. So finally, on behalf of our colleagues in our faculty and our school, many congratulations on this major achievement. We're so excited to see what you do in the future. Congratulations.
Graduates, please stand. Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you these candidates who have been found worthy to be admitted to the degrees for which they have been awarded. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for the thesis title, FTIR Spectroscopy for Cancer Diagnosis, How Can Glass Substrates be Used to Bring It Closer to Clinical Practice? Lewis Dowling. For the thesis title, Primary Care Prescribing of Orlistat Medication for Weight Management in Adults with Type 2 Diabetes, an Epidemiological Study, Shraboni Gosal. For the thesis title, a transcriptomic-based drug repositioning approach for the identification of novel muscle-specific therapies for spinal muscular atrophy, Joseph Houlihan. For the thesis title, The Role of Physiotherapy in Polymyalgia Rheumatica in the United Kingdom, a Mixed Method Study, Anne O'Brien. For the degree of Master of Arts, Doris Asari. Francesca Bibby. Tracy Emery Hyson. Malika Jones. Ruth Namuswi. Grace O'Connell. Chioma Ofobese. Keely Simcox. Natasha Turner. Christina Wilkes. Hadijat Yusuf. Charlene Mascari Fardell. For the degree of Master of Health Professions Education, Liam McHale. For the degree of Master of Science, Sarush Anjum. Daniel Belgrave. Olivia Carr. Julia Chwazinska. Megan Davis. Sudiksha Devendra Kumar. Sarah Dewar. Danielle Digger Greenow. Rachel Florence. Guinevere Grimley. Nicole Holston. Hanisha Jethva. Bridget Knowles. Taylor Lennon. Andrew Lloyd. Mona Manyasa. Tess McDermott. Katie McSparron. Melita Norona. Lucy Organ. Anelia Park. Katrina Parkin. Mohammed Rahman. Monica Randawa. Anna Sant. Jyoti Sumal. Pooja Tanda. Dominic Trehan. Stephanie Turner. May I ask the students that have just been conferred to stand?
By virtue of my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I admit you to the degree for which you have been presented. Many congratulations.
Please be seated.
Well, welcome once again to this ceremony to celebrate all of your achievements while you've been here at Keele. I hope you have a thoroughly enjoyable day with friends, with family, with staff of the university and your classmates. Past experience says that people look back on days like this as one of the more memorable days in their lives, so I hope that's true for you too. These occasions are a chance to reflect on your time here at Keele, as well as think a little bit about the future. Whether you've been studying for an undergraduate or a postgraduate qualification, you've been on a big adventure. It will have been an adventure that have changed the way you think, taught you new skills, opened up new worlds, and set new horizons. And I'm pretty sure that you will feel quite different compared with how you were when you first arrived at Keele. The last few years, with the global pandemic and several examples of conflicts around the world, as well as major natural disasters, have emphasized how things can change very quickly around the world. And it genuinely is difficult to predict with any accuracy what the world will be like as you progress through your careers and the rest of your lives. But the first principal of this university, Lord Lindsay, recognised that one of the key roles that we have as a university is to help you, our students, prepare for that uncertainty and that unpredictability. This can be reflected in a debate about what university education is for, and indeed what the role of universities is in society. Now, these discussions can sometimes get quite political. But if you place you, our students, at the heart of that discussion, then the answer, certainly to the education question, is quite clear. When situations change significantly, the value of a university education is to put you in a position where you can adapt to these changes and thrive in a modern society however you find it. The world will change very quickly, but as graduates, you've developed the skills to help you thrive in it, as long as you maintain a personal commitment to continuing to learn throughout your lives. The overall role of a university is usually described as providing education, to advance knowledge and understanding through research, and to have an impact on the communities and societies that we work in. Now, research at Keele is absolutely world-class in many areas, and our 4 university-level research institutes give you an idea of the areas where some of this can be seen. These are institutes in looking at sustainable futures, social inclusion, global health, and a digital society. As an example of what we do relevant to this ceremony today in health research, which takes place in all parts of the university, the impact that our staff have on patients in the local health system, as well as in many parts of the world, is absolutely immense. We carry out laboratory work to look at specific treatments, such as those mediated through regenerative medicine, and understanding the development of diseases, such as those spread by insects in different parts of the world. We do research that helps understand how healthcare is best delivered. And then we have staff performing research within clinical environments that has led to new clinical interventions, such as world-renowned work that is done here to develop new approaches to cardiac surgery. These all rely on staff from all parts of the university, but also, and importantly, are critically dependent on a network of partners within the NHS and around the world. This is also an important part of the societal impact that I mentioned earlier. Even a medium-sized university like Keele really does touch the lives of many people in the region around us. We recently commissioned an independent survey to evaluate this, and overall the university makes an economic impact every year in the region of £500 million and supports 5,000 jobs on top of the 2,000 people that we directly employ. So how has all of this affected what you have experienced in the education that you've received from a university that just this year received a Gold Award in the 2nd National Teaching Excellence Framework, indeed a university that is one of only 15 universities of the broad-based English universities that have received gold status in both of the Teaching Excellence Framework exercises that have been done so far? Well, first of all, it's helped you become experts in your discipline. Up-to-date knowledge and skills related to your specific subject have been at the heart of what you've been doing, with much of it delivered by academic staff who are at the cutting edge of their disciplines in research and education. And in fact, I'd just like to take this opportunity on your behalf to thank the staff in the university and in partner organisations who have been involved in your programmes, and to thank them for the work that they have done to help you get to where you are today. But as the Dean mentioned earlier, in reaching the point of expertise that you have reached now, you have also acquired a whole range of experiences and skills that have a very broad applicability. For those of you who have been studying on professional programs that lead to a particular profession, and that's many of you in the room today, then learning how that profession works in the health settings and in the context of other staff who work in that environment has been critical to make sure that you've developed a professional as well as an academic mindset. This will allow you to not just be technically competent, but also to be aware of how best to apply that expertise and how best to interact with the people around you. This is probably a skill that you now take for granted, but don't ever underestimate how important it is. Now, we have more registered students here at Keele than ever before, with significant increases in international students as well as those studying for degree apprenticeships and studying fully online. University life will therefore have allowed you to interact with people from all parts of society, all parts of the UK, and many parts of the world, each with different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. On a day-to-day basis, this is important because it helps us to be respectful of other people's cultures and beliefs, But also beyond that, the big issues that we face in the world today are largely global challenges for which resolution will require global collaborations and therefore that ability to work across boundaries. The ability to do this, particularly in order to help those that are less fortunate than ourselves, is all part of a compassionate and civilized society that you are now equipped to make a genuine contribution to in order to create a more peaceful and equitable world. Also linked to this is the broader knowledge that you've acquired within your programs that's perhaps not traditionally thought of as core to your subjects. And again, this is one of the philosophies of our founder, Lord Lindsay. One of these areas relates to the whole issue of environmental sustainability. As a university, we have a very strong commitment to play our part in addressing the climate emergency that the world is now facing. Research on green chemistry and sustainable materials, plus work to examine the use of green energy sources, such as hydrogen, for example, have seen some major advances here at Keele that are leading to major changes in the way that energy supply is considered in this country and beyond. Our 2 wind turbines and 12,500 solar panels that provide 50% of our electricity represent just one example of how we also try to do our bit on campus and be as green as we can. But you will have also encountered in your degree programs some aspects of how climate change affects the discipline that you've been studying. For example, our medical school has been seen as the best in the country and this year recognised as the best in the world at integrating an appreciation of climate change in the medical degree. This is all part of our attempt to raise your knowledge and understanding of the issues so that you too can continue to help address the challenge in your future personal and professional lives. Put all of this together, and the awards that we're celebrating today, whether undergraduate or postgraduate qualifications, are major achievements. You should be very proud indeed for yourselves, and I'm sure your friends and your family who are with you today are certainly very proud of what you've done, as I'm sure are also the staff who have helped you along the way. You now have a qualification that can't be taken away from you. One that will be respected around the world, in part because of the reputation that Keele has in producing graduates that are ready to make an impact on the people and the world around them. But the bit of paper itself won't do that for you. You've got to make it work for you. You must be ambitious and have aims that stretch you way beyond your comfort zone. You've done that in your time at Keele. You've done things and learned things that would have never been on your radar before you came to the campus. The adaptability, the resilience, and the determination that was needed to get you through your degree was astonishing. So when all of those things will be needed in the life that lies ahead of you, and all three certainly will, then remember that you've been there, you've done it, and so when things get tough in the future, just remind yourself what you've shown yourselves to be capable of. You now join well over 100,000 Keele alumni around the world who provide important links to each other and to the university. This year is the 75th anniversary of the formation of our university, and this highlights even more importantly how it is key for the university that we keep in touch with and work with our graduates when you leave. So do sign up for the Alumni Association and do let us know what you would like from us in order to continue to get value from your links to Keele. Watch out this year in particular for alumni events that will be part of our birthday celebrations. Finally, I hope you have seen yourselves as part of a thriving university that has valued your presence, and that you can now go out there and make a real difference. Look after your own health, reduce the adverse effects that you have on our planet, and show respect and concern for those in less privileged positions than yourselves. And you, like many Keele graduates who have gone before you, will prove to be key players in a forward-looking and civilized society. So with that, can I, on behalf of the whole of Keele University, give you, our newest graduates, our heartiest congratulations and wish you good health, great happiness, and enormous success in everything that you now do. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you these candidates who have been found worthy to be admitted to the degrees for which they have been awarded. For the degree of postgraduate diploma, Eleanor Antonio. Gurmit Gill. For the degree of postgraduate certificate, Heba Abdelbari. Karat Al-Ayn Atif. Kendra Holmes. Nejla Hussain. Sadia Tabassum Javed. Benz Josiah. Olufikuneo Manuwa. Niloy Sama. Ianu Aluwa Tundi Oluteo. For the degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, Adila Bekala. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Social Work, Phoebe Baker. Sona Benny. Rebecca Bradbury. Hayley Furnival. Chloe Harrison. And awarded the prize for the best overall performance in social work 22-23, Jenica Huggins. Jennifer Hurst. Fatu Job. Rema Karnam. Kalumbu Lamei. Erin Owen. Alana Rajan. Megan Robinson. Leah Tizard. Cody Wally. Faith Wally. Samantha Wheat. James Wilkinson. Sheena Wold. Jessie Woodcock. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Adele Koranteng. Albetel Solomon. May I ask the students who have just been conferred to stand?
By virtue of my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I admit you to the awards for which you have been presented. Many, many congratulations.
Please be seated. Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I present to you, in absentia, those candidates who appear listed in the programme who are not present.
By virtue of my authority as Vice-Chancellor, I admit them to the awards for which they are listed.
It's an honour to be standing here today and to have the opportunity to speak at this ceremony. On behalf of Keele Students' Union, I want to say a massive congratulations to all of you, to our graduates. Today is an opportunity to celebrate. What you have achieved is extraordinary, and we are not only celebrating your academic success, but the development as individuals that you have achieved. For many of you, you entered university in the midst of a pandemic with virtual learning. Yet you persevered and formed lifelong friendships through Teams calls, social media, and even had the luxury of going to lectures in your pyjamas. Even coming out of COVID and returning to in-person learning, you learned a lot too, like how some people will still go to their lectures in pyjamas. Most importantly, you learned that you could adapt and change. You threw yourself into university life, even if it wasn't what you first expected. We've seen an increase in students working alongside their degree. Whether this is for extra income or work experience, that is an achievement in itself. Finding the balance between employment and education is extremely difficult, and this commitment, time organisation and determination will only further your success in the next stage of your life. From bartenders in the union to online content creators, shelf stackers, and even those balancing full-time employment, you've worked tirelessly, and you should be incredibly proud. Together, we have worked to elevate the student experience, advocating for positive change and driving initiatives that reflect our shared aspirations. We've organised events that brought us together, challenged social norms, and fostered dialogue on the issues that matter most to us. We've stood up for what we believe in, striving to make our campus a better place where every voice is heard, respected, and empowered. We are so proud to have seen you develop these voices, engage with other students, challenge your own perceptions, and most importantly, have a lot of fun. The roles you've taken on as committee members, student voice representatives, volunteers, and part-time officers have been invaluable to our thriving student community. Not forgetting to thank those that came out every Wednesday night and still made it to their Thursday 9 a.m.s. We hope that being a student at Keele and part of the union has given you skills, experiences, and memories that will continue to shape you for years to come. Some of you may be pursuing further studies, entering the workforce, or embarking on a new pursuit. Regardless of your next steps, be guided by our shared experiences and your journey. We have the power to shape our futures, and your time is now. As you bid farewell to your time at Keele, take a moment to reflect on the person you were when you first arrived here. Think about how you've grown, professionally and personally, the relationships you've built, the things you've seen, and the adversities you've overcome. The majority of you will not be the same person you were when you first arrived. University is not just an institution where you get a degree. It's the foundation for the rest of your life. I want to take a moment to thank those who have guided you on your journeys. Course mates who advise you on assessments, flatmates who listen to your problems late at night, friends who convince you to do spontaneous activities, and notably, the loved ones who helped you through and gave you constant motivation, and in some cases, a bit of financial support. We cannot wait to continue celebrating your successes. We wish you good luck for the future and know you will thrive in any of your endeavours. It is time to pop the Keele bubble. Can we get a big cheer for the class of 2024?
At the conclusion of this ceremony, let us give thanks in a moment of reflection or prayer according to your practice or belief. We give thanks for our university and recommit ourselves to its mission, that the tasks of education and research may continue to be carried out with integrity. We give thanks for the vision of our founding principal, Lord Lindsay, who directed that Keele exist for the pursuit of truth in the company of friends. The university's foundation also drew on the historic motto of the Sneed family, to thank God for all. May that spirit of friendship and thankfulness continue to be fostered by all at Keele. We give thanks for our graduates as they conclude this stage of their education. May their skills and qualifications be used for good in their communities and beyond. We give thanks for all staff who have taught and supported them in their learning. May they know the lasting impact their work has had and the change that they have enacted in the lives of our graduates. We give thanks for families and friends present here and around the world. Let us acknowledge with gratitude the love, care and encouragement that they have given and continue to show towards our students. May we look forward with hope to the future, that the successes of this university and its graduates will continue to grow, that the gifts we celebrate today will be used fruitfully, that the world may become a better place. If you are able, I invite you to stand.
Graduates of the university, many, many congratulations again. As we've discussed in this ceremony, you have the knowledge, the skills, and the mindset to make a big difference out there, and I'm sure you will always be fantastic ambassadors for this great university. But before you do all of those wonderful things, I hope you have a fantastic day today. I declare the congregation closed.